remarkable institution, a living symbol of the friendship between France and the United States. And what a meaningful day to do it on November 11th, the day when France and the United States, together with their allies, commemorate the armistice that ended the First World War. It is a day to remember the courage and sacrifice of those who fought for liberty and peace, and to honor the bond that our nations have shared ever since. When the Paris American Club was founded in 1940, the world was facing a time of deep uncertainty. And yet, as John Bennett once told me, those Americans who created the club were also driven by nostalgia. Nostalgia for the wonderful Parisian evenings of the Belle Époque, for the sound of jazz in Montparnasse, for the conversations of artists in Saint-Germain and Montmartre. With Paris and their occupation, they wanted to recreate here in New York a bit of that unique spirit, that Parisian charm they love so much. Inspired as well by Benjamin Franklin's legendary dinners in Passy, they knew that friendship and understanding are not built only in formal settings, but around a shared table, through conversation, ideas, and laughter. 85 years later, and I can see that tonight, the same spirit continues to inspire you here in New York. Through your luncheons, dinners, conferences, and cultural gatherings, you nurture what our two nations hold most dear: curiosity, friendship, always with a tasty wine and a good cheese. You are, each in your own way, ambassadors of this bonne entente between our two countries, and for that, France is deeply grateful. Your commitment to education is equally remarkable. I had the pleasure, as you mentioned, of seeing many of you a few months ago at the John Loes Scholarship Ceremony, which you so generously support. Each year, this program gives young people from France, United States, and many other countries in the world the opportunity to study abroad, either in France or in America, to grow and to build bridges that will last a lifetime. This generosity and openness to the world is also part of your identity at the club. Tonight, we also will take a moment to honor two exceptional individuals who embody the spirit of this club. We will pay tribute first to Myron Kurowitz, a devoted former president whose leadership and generosity left a lasting mark in our community. I understand that his family is here tonight, his son, that I haven't had the twins to meet. Hi. And Francis will brilliantly put together all the words we want to hear to celebrate Myron's contribution to the club. And you do it so much better than I can do that, as always. And we celebrate also Caroline Lareuse, the first woman to join the Paris American Club and a longtime friend of France as former honorary consul for New Jersey. Where is she? Laurent. Dear Caroline, your service as honorary consul represents what is most precious to us in the French network abroad. Our honorary consuls, for the ones who wouldn't know what the task is, are our eyes and ears across the territory, the first link with the community, and the ones we call upon in times of need, whether to share safety information or simply to check on the well-being of our fellow citizens. It is a role that demands calm, empathy, and dedication. I am sure that you may have had some really difficult nights with the consul calling you, and that whenever a new story is announced on the shores of New Jersey, you are relieved that someone else has to receive the call now. Your rest is well-deserved, and we thank you very much for your service. Dear Caroline, dear Hurwitz family, dear Peter, thank you for your commitment to this historic hub. As we look toward the future, next year will be a milestone for both our nations, the 250th anniversary of American independence, which is also in many ways the anniversary of our friendship since France stood by America's side at its very beginning. It will also mark the 140 years of the Statue of Liberty, that magnificent gift from the French people to New York, and we are very proud of this gift, still shining today as a beacon of freedom and friendship. So, on this 85th anniversary of the club, this November 11th, and soon 250 years of independence, allow me to raise, I had written a symbolic toast, but as I had a glass, it can be a true toast, to 85 years of shared history and friendship, to the spirit of culture and generosity that unites us, and to the enduring bond between France and the United States, old in years but forever young apart. Santé. Thank you, dear friends of the Paris American Club, for your loyalty to France, to its culture, and to the friendship that binds our nation. Bon anniversaire et longue vie au Paris American Club.
Empty, so I'm sorry, but we'll make sure. My name is Francis Dubois. I am an assistant, a junior assistant of John Bennett of the Paris American Club, and I would like you to applaud John Bennett, who does a magnificent job as president of the Paris American. We'd like also to greet John Lopez, who has disappeared. Where is John? Even now. Well, he must be French, so he only was 40 hours a week. So that we thank him for welcoming us. Thank you very much, Mrs. Council General, for those nice words. We are celebrating this 85th anniversary of a wonderful club, the Paris American Club. And we are today, on the 11th November, we are celebrating the Veterans Day. And it's very, very opportune to celebrate an extraordinary veteran, Myron Ulrich. He was born in Marseille in 1924, studied in France, then came to America, studied at Princeton University, met Einstein there at the corner of a building. He said, "Who are you?" He says, "I am Einstein." And he said, "I am Horowitz." So they became acquainted. And he got a degree, summa cum laude, from Princeton University. He joined World War II in the American Army, in the special service to fight with the French resistance, and went back to France. And he was one of the ones to liberate the Normandy, one of the first with the American force. And he was there to liberate Évreux. And 50 years later, in 1994, the municipality of Évreux decided that he would be an honorary member, a citizen of Évreux. And Myron Horowitz was the president of the Paris American Club for 21 years. And this is no small task, as you know. And he did extremely well. So we are here to honor this great veteran on this Veterans Day. And we are very honored to have his son, Peter, who is here. So please, on his honor, since he passed away in 2011, please, we are very delighted to welcome you and your family, the brother, the entire family, the English.
Do you want to make a small speech?
No, John says I have about 30 minutes.
That's small.
So this is a very special night for me. So thank you very much, John, for inviting me here. This is a great opportunity to see a lot of old friends and meet some new ones. Greeted at the front door by John and Francois and Hillary and Philip and Caroline. So very, very special. This was not only obviously a special club for myself, but a very special club for my father and my mother. I asked my mother, who is 96 years old now, yesterday, and I said, I'm giving a small talk for Dad. And I said, tell me a little bit about what you remember about the club and, what type of impact. And she said, it was a very warm club, not only professionally, but obviously an extended part of our family. And as I said, at the 75th get together, I can join you with via video, that although sometimes a bit dysfunctional, as all families are, it was a very close part of our family. And she always looked forward, both of them, to the monthly luncheons, to meet friends and those who we got to know over the years. And some of them became dear, dear friends of ours in our family. And to this day, they still, those who have not passed on, reach out to my mother and say hello. I've been a member now for 30 years. I remember the club involved with the club way before that. And at some point, after graduation of college, my dad said, okay, no more free lunches. You get to become a member yourself. But I remember, my father, when I was younger, would agonize over the seating charts. And so he would hand type the seating charts before each luncheon the night before. And if he messed up, would, either start over and have the whiteout, the tape to correct it, and who's going to sit with who wants to sit with who can't sit with who, etc. Just as the tables at the lunches, whether that be at Windows on the World or Danielle or some of the other places that we got a chance to visit. We had a lot of names back then that many of you are probably familiar with or not. We had the Wildensteins and the Roberts and the Jean-Jacques Saint-Andrieux and the Bayance and de la Taillade and Gautrat and Duquet and all the consuls and welcome, became dear, dear friends who usually go on and become ambassadors after stopping here in New York. A very important post, and our dear, dear friend, who continues to be a dear friend of all of ours and of the club, Francois Delotte, who many of us are still very close to and in touch with. And so, a lot of dear, dear friendships have been made here and are lifelong. My dad, when he got recognized for the Legion of Honor in the France Senate led by Senator Andre Memon, who was also a professor at Princeton, and Philip actually had him as a teacher while at Princeton. He conferred the award to him in 1994, and besides immediate family, a lot of the ambassadors who he had met here in New York as consuls flew in for the ceremony. And so since he passed away 15 years ago now, of pancreatic cancer, his Legion of Honor has been sitting on my desk. Hasn't moved. And knowing that I was coming here tonight, I wanted to, bring it, as a token, because this actually was a big part, of his club, and a lifelong. For now. He got his recognition for his work and services in World War II. And thank you, Roxanne. Who is Roxanne? thank you very much for bringing. She was actually over in Evra. Her family's from Evra, and put together. Was passing, and the town hall where he became an honorary citizen, 30 years ago, and thoughtfully, and thank you very much, took a copy of the article that's posted in the town hall over there, and gave us a copy tonight to bring to family. So thank you for that. Cherish. Now, so besides his services, he also fostered the Franco-American relationship, which is obviously what we're all here and what we do. And so what I would just encourage and continue to encourage those members who are perhaps less than 5 years in the club is to continue to, network, continue to take advantage of the reciprocity, especially with the club in Paris that we all have access to. If you call John, he'll send a nice note over to them, so when you get over there, they'll let you in to have a dinner, up to 14 times a year, by the way. Continue and take advantage of inviting others, to the club. There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why Caroline has been here for a long, long time, and Hillary and Francois and Philip now as one of my sponsorees, close to 20 plus years, which I'm proud of. And again, I told him never, don't pay his due. I'll look back and continue to connect and engage with your fellow members, because a lot of the members will end up being your lifelong friends, as they have with us, and continue to be. And John, congratulations. My dad would be proud. Right here, of the status of the club and how it's flourishing. So congratulations on that. And as we and thank you for the invite. And as we come into the holiday of Thanksgiving, and look forward to the holidays of this year, votre santé.